Hi, it's Barbara with Dhrupad Love and Cats. And today I wanted to talk to you about how learning Rudra Veena can really help your singing. At least that has been my experience. So I've been learning the Veena for, I think it's 7 weeks now. And I've been learning vocal music for 11 months. And suddenly, in the last few weeks, my understanding of vocal music has deepened so much. A couple of strands that were really challenging for me before learning the Veena have all kind of come together in a very wonderful way, and I wanted to share that a little bit with you. So I have struggled with a couple of things with vocal music. One is the syllables that are used in Dhrupad. So we have ara, nana, rire, rana, teta, rana, things like that. And using those skillfully has really been a challenge for me. And the other thing that has really been a challenge for me is kind of understanding the movement of sounds and phrases and how to get from one note to another in a way. That has also really been challenging for me. So, and suddenly some of the things that we have been working on with the Veena and that Madhuvanti said in a recent lesson just kind of turned a light bulb on for me, and I wanted to show you a couple of those things. The syllables don't really apply that much to the Veena because we don't play with syllables directly. But there was something about the way that we can move through phrases on the Veena that then helped me with those concepts. So one of the things, let me show you, I've got the Veena right here. Let me not damage the Veena while I try to do this. So hopefully you'll be able to hear the Veena and me talking. One of the things we learn on the Veena, and that of course any vocalist really has to learn, is the difference between what we would say call playing on the frets, like if I'm playing Bhairavi, something like that, where it's all on the frets. I haven't done any pulling. Or so I can easily go on the frets from Komal-dha, Komal-ni, to Sa. But I can just as well, on Veena, play on the Dha fret, pull to Ni, Komal-ni, and pull to Sa. And I can let go of the pull in the same kind of way. So there's very different qualities of sound and approaching a note in those two different ways, playing on the fret versus playing by pulling. And somehow being able to do that on the Veena really has helped me to learn how to do it vocally, even though I guess I've been kind of doing it erratically, vocally, but I feel like now I really understand the concept and I can transfer it to singing vocally. So I know the difference between ni, re, sa vocally as opposed to ni, re, sa. That would be the equivalent vocally of playing on the frets, the second one. And the first one is really the vocal equivalent of pulling. And so I feel like I really understand the difference between those two, and now I can control them and do them when they feel appropriate in the music. And then the second thing is how to add the syllables in. Of course, like I said, we don't really use syllables on the Veena, but just having those concepts more consciously available to me allows me to play with the syllables in a different way. And they do have equivalents on the Veena too, so I didn't take a stroke for komal ni and sa. I only took one stroke on komal dha. So I could sing that with a single syllable. Reena, for example. So you see how those things go together, and I just had, even with 11 months of working on it, I had not really understood those or been able to consciously control them. And now I can sing the difference between, well, at least most of the time I can sing the difference between, with a stroke for each one, adana, versus adana, So I wanted to share that excitement with you because I think it shows how much hand in hand learning Veena and learning vocal music really are or go. And I think in the past, in past generations, it was very natural for people to learn Veena and vocal music, or to have a member of the family who played Veena. While, let's say, another family member was learning vocal music, they would play together, sing together. So there was a much richer relationship between vocal music and Veena playing in the past. And maybe that's now because we have fewer Veena players. So I really want to encourage everybody to learn to play the Rudra Veena because it will support your singing so well. You'll learn so many things faster if you learn Veena at the same time, or start with singing like I did, which has been very helpful, and then eventually add in the Veena and see the magic, the chemistry between the two. It's the same music, of course. It's just different instruments, and sometimes being able to see what you're doing, which you can on the Veena and you can't with your voice, is so helpful and magical in some ways. So I hope this is inspiring some of you to take up the Veena. It's a really magical, magnificent instrument. So I hope you're inspired, and let me know how it goes. If you play Veena, let me know how your singing changes because of it.